Hello and good evening, cherished viewers. Tonight we bring you an extraordinary behind-the-scenes expose from the latest live semi-final of Britain's Got Talent. An episode that began in glamour and anticipation, but was swiftly overtaken by confusion, last-minute drama, and heartbreaking disappointment. Picture this. The stage is set in a flood of spotlights, the audience buzzing with excitement, the judges poised to press their famed golden buzzers, and 8-year-old Teddy Magic standing in the wings, top hat in hand, ready to astonish millions with feats of prestidigitation. But then, in a turn no one saw coming, the world's biggest stars of live television, Ant and Dec, walked on stage with forced smiles and delivered the bombshell. Teddy was not ready. What followed was a whirlwind of speculation, second-guessing, and an outpouring of concern for the young magician whose dreams of semi-final glory were put on hold. To truly understand the gravity of this incident, we must first appreciate the magnitude of Britain's Got Talent itself. Conceived by Simon Cowell and launched in 2007, BGT quickly became a cultural phenomenon, attracting untold millions of viewers every Saturday night. Its premise, unearthing raw, undiscovered talent from across the United Kingdom, taps into something primal in all of us: the desire to be amazed, to dream big, and to witness ordinary people turn into overnight stars. The show's semi-finals, broadcast live to audiences numbering in the tens of millions, represent the ultimate test. For those who make it that far, it is a moment of reckoning. A single misstep can dash ambitions, while a flawless performance can propel an act into the pantheon of British entertainment history. On the night in question, the venue was electric. Thousands of fans filled the arena, waving neon signs and cheering acts, ranging from acrobats and singers to novelty performers. Backstage, production assistants flitted about, monitoring monitors, adjusting lighting cues, and whispering last-minute reminders. The judges, Simon Cowell, Amanda Holden, Alicia Dixon, and David Walliams, sat in their signature chairs ready to deliver their verdicts. Guests around the world tuned in, their social media feeds primed to explode with real-time reactions. At that moment, nothing seemed poised to derail the carefully choreographed spectacle. Until it did, when the on-screen graphic announced that Teddy Magic, an 8-year-old prodigy from rural Devon who had won hearts during the audition rounds, would open the show. Cameras cut to his nervous silhouette backstage. Clad in a classic magician's tailcoat, his top hat perched jauntily upon a mop of curly hair, Teddy clutched his wand with shaking hands. Earlier in the week, his audition had gone viral. He had made coins vanish in the palm of the judge's hands, levitated small objects with nothing but focused concentration, and then revealed a lifelike dove from an empty silk scarf. The clip alone had amassed over 20 million views online, and a legion of fans, many of them other children, eagerly anticipated his semi-final appearance. Yet when Ant and Dec strode on stage, there was no dazzle of magic, no puff of smoke, and no eager audience transition to their opening act. Instead, the beloved host looked uncharacteristically flustered. Ant cleared his throat, forced a smile, and announced, "Folks, we've got a little change of plan. Teddy's not quite ready just yet." Dec elaborated with visible discomfort. "He's backstage getting himself composed, so while we wait, let's have a quick chat with the judges." Viewers at home exchanged puzzled glances. Social media erupted in confusion, and the live audience murmured in disbelief. In that moment, the polished veneer of show business was laid bare. Live television is nothing if not unpredictable, and even the most meticulously engineered productions can unravel in an instant. As the judges bantered to fill the unexpected, a gap, Amanda praising previous acts, Simon cracking his trademark wry smile, Alicia offering words of encouragement, and David delivering a quip or two. The production team worked at fever pitch. Camera operators adjusted angles to avoid cutting to an empty stage. Cue cards were hastily revised, and stagehands debated whether to roll in a secondary group whose performance could be expedited. The group in question, an LED-lit dance troupe, whose neon costumes created a futuristic tableau, had already been cued for later in the show. With professionalism rivaling that of seasoned war correspondents, the host smoothly introduced the dancers, chalking up the delay to technical difficulties. while the crew frantically attempted to coax Teddy back on stage. Minutes ticked by like hours. Contestants waiting in the wings checked their watches. Crew members consulted stopwatches. Judges riffed on the odd comfort of unplanned downtime. But Teddy, it seemed, was unreachable. Word eventually filtered through to the floor managers. The young magician was too overwhelmed by nerves to perform. A last-minute issue with his props, a misaligned stage trap door that threatened to malfunction, was cited as the official cause. By now, viewers had already shared gifs of Ant and Dec's uneasy smiles. Hashtags began trending on Twitter. Like Teddy Watch, the Reddit BGT domino, and speculation ranged from sabotage to sheer stage fright. When the final verdict came, it landed like a thunderbolt. Teddy Magic would not be performing that night at all. Instead, producers promised he would appear in a later semi-final once the technical issues were resolved and his nerves had settled. The announcement was met with an immediate outpouring of sympathy for Teddy. Critics of BGT's reliance on live performance pointed to the immense pressure placed on children in high-stakes environments. Within seconds, concerned parents tweeted, "Kids need protections. This is just too much for an 8-year-old. BGT, please rethink putting children in such vulnerable positions." Others, however, praised Ant and Dec for their composure under fire. When live TV goes sideways, you want hosts who can adapt. And these two are the best, posted one viewer, lauding their quick thinking. Social media commentators dissected every frame of the delay, some even speculating that Simon Cowell's production team had attempted an ultra-edgy narrative strategy. Keep the audience on its toes by staging a surprise mishap. But behind closed doors, the mood was far more serious. This was not clever storytelling. It was a genuine logistical breakdown with a child performer at its center. In the aftermath, Radio Times was among the first outlets to report on the incident. Their insiders revealed that the misaligned trapdoor, a key element in Teddy's grand finale where he was to vanish and reappear in another corner of the stage, had been mismeasured during rehearsal. Stage crews had attempted a last-minute fix, but safety protocols prevented the trapdoor from being used until a thorough inspection by certified technicians. Given the live nature of the event, there was simply no margin for error. A malfunction could have caused serious injury to Teddy or fellow performers. When producers realized that no quick fix was available, the heartbreaking decision was made to pull his act entirely rather than risk the child's safety or produce a flawed, potentially humiliating performance. Though heartbreaking for the young magician and his family, the incident shone a harsh light on the challenges of live entertainment, particularly when children are involved. Britain's Got Talent has always maintained strict welfare guidelines for underage contestants. Chaperones must be present at all times, performance times are limited, and stage conditions must be thoroughly vetted. Yet as this episode demonstrated, even the best laid plans can go awry. Safety measures by their nature can slow down production. Each layer of oversight and each required inspection can add minutes, which on live television feel like an eternity. Producers now face tough questions. Should children's acts be moved to pre-recorded slots? Should more rehearsals be granted? Or should the show consider entirely new protocols to shield young talents from the unforgiving glare of live expectation? The evening's drama did not end with Teddy's absence. As soon as the LED dancers concluded their impromptu opening, Simon Cowell's golden buzzer act for the season, Vinnie McKee, took the stage. Vinnie, a starved-looking guitarist whose heart-wrenching ballads had already impressed the judges, began his performance with the kind of raw vulnerability that defines the best of BGT. His acoustic chords filled the hall, and for a few minutes, the crew and audience alike were enraptured. Proof, if ever it were needed, that live television still holds the capacity to move us to tears even after a chaotic start. But the evening's earlier confusion had left its mark. Amanda Holden, perhaps still operating on autopilot from the Teddy debacle, referred to Vinnie as Teddy at least twice during her enthusiastic praise, an on-air gaffe that swiftly went viral. Viewers were quick to troll. If even Amanda can't remember the acts, how are we supposed to? Read one quip. Critics seized on this as emblematic of a show teetering on the brink of overproduction. Too many acts, too many moving parts, insufficient focus on quality control. Yet fans rallied to defend the judges, reminding detractors that live television invites human error, and that the warmth of Amanda's intentions was evident even in her slip of the tongue. Meanwhile, Teddy's supporters mobilized in his defense. A charity campaign was launched to ensure that when he returned to the semi-final stage, he would be afforded every possible support. A private sound check, a calm backstage environment, and perhaps a performance piece redesigned to eliminate risky stage machinery. The campaign, tagged Fire's Stand. D with Teddy raised funds not only for his act, but also for a youth arts organization dedicated to providing safe performance spaces for young magicians and illusionists. Teddy's parents issued a statement thanking fans for their concern, confirming that their son was disappointed but in good spirits, and that safety must always come first. Their gracious response only deepened the admiration audiences felt, not only for Teddy's talent, but for his resilience. In interviews conducted after the show, BBC Radio's entertainment correspondent spoke with Teddy's chaperone, who revealed that the boy spent the delay doing breathing exercises, guided by a child psychologist on the production team. He handled it like a pro, she said. But no child should have to face such high-pressure situations without all possible precautions. This revelation sparked broader debate about mental health support for performers of all ages and live shows, a conversation that producers across all major talent franchises can no longer afford to ignore. As the night drew to a close, with Vinnie McKee's haunting finale and the judges' hard-won decision sending several acts through, to the grand final, one question lingered in the air. What lessons will be learned from this near catastrophe? For the Britain's Got Talent production team, the incident underscored the critical importance of rigorous technical checks, especially when elaborate props and child safety intersect. For Ant and Dec, it was another testament to their unmatched ability to improvise under duress, reminding viewers why they are widely regarded as television's most dependable hosts. For Simon Cowell and his fellow judges, it was a humbling reminder that no matter how seasoned or star-studded, live television is always at the mercy of human frailty and mechanical unpredictability. And for young Teddy Magic, it may ultimately prove to be the crucible that forges his future success. History is replete with stories of performers who stumbled only to rise stronger. Artists whose initial setbacks became the defining chapters of their careers. As the producers confirmed that Teddy will be given another chance in an upcoming semi-final, the world holds its breath in anticipation. Will his next performance be the triumphant moment that cements his place in Britain's Got Talent lore? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain, his story has already captured the hearts of millions. And his journey serves as a powerful reminder that in the unpredictable world of live entertainment, courage and compassion often matter as much as flawless technique. So as tonight's drama fades into legend, we leave you with this thought. Even in an age of meticulous production schedules, CGI and time-shifted broadcasts, the raw immediacy of live performance remains irreplaceable. It connects us in real time, allows us to witness triumph and disaster in equal measure, and reminds us that behind every dazzling illusion and every soaring melody are human beings, sometimes just 8 years old, navigating the exhilarating, terrifying tightrope of the spotlight. Good night, stay curious, and never underestimate the power of live television to surprise, to inspire, and to tell the stories that shape our cultural imagination.